Nichols here, Director of Campus Selection. I'm here to give you a tutorial today on 3 different pieces with the market survey project. The first piece would be to schedule a market survey. The second is going to be how to conduct a market survey. And the third is going to be how to prospect and get referrals and overcome objections. Good luck. How to schedule a market survey. So to schedule a market survey, what I would do is identify the first 5 people that you want to reach out to. That's really going to allow you to pick the first person you want to talk to. I would recommend that's going to be somebody like a family friend or a family member. Your parents might be a good place to start. And when I'm scheduling that market survey, what I want to do is call them over the phone and schedule some time, whether that's 15 minutes in person, 10 minutes over the phone, whatever it might be. What you're going to use is the introduction language on the market survey. So go ahead and use the introduction language on the market survey, and that's going to allow you to answer their questions that you're calling them because you're considering a position in financial services with Northwestern Mutual and you want their feedback, and that this survey is only going to take you about 15 minutes in person and you want to schedule some time to meet with them. If you are meeting with someone in person, I would recommend that you dress business professional, and that's going to make the survey go a lot smoother. How to conduct a market survey. So now you've gone ahead and scheduled your first survey. Let's say it's with your mom or your dad. If you're doing a market survey with them, what you're gonna go ahead and do is fill out their name and the date. So if I'm doing one with my mom, her name's Angie, and I would put today's date. Occupation, my mom is a paralegal. Relationship, my mom. Super high level, this is just for your benefit so you remember later on who introduced you to who. And when you have your final interview with your mentor, what they're collecting based on that information is the type of industries or occupations that you're connected to when you're writing down occupations. What I would do is just remind them why you're meeting, so bringing them through that introduction language again, and then asking them those open-ended questions one by one in an interview style. You're in control, you're writing down the answers. And that way, if you have a follow-up question, you can dig a little bit deeper and ask them, tell me more about that. What does that make you feel like? You know, give me the backstory. That way you're really starting to test drive what a fact finder feels like. All right, now it's time for prospecting. The whole purpose for that market survey is so you can start getting introductions to new people. So to make it really simple, we went ahead and printed out the prospecting language right there at the top of the survey so you don't have to memorize it. Like the instructions state, I would go ahead and practice this language out loud a couple times, either in the mirror with a friend or family member, so they can give you feedback and you feel a little less robotic in the meeting. And remember, your goal is to get 5 new introductions. And now we're gonna do a little bit of role play. Savannah, I'm so glad that you and I had the chance to meet today. Ultimately, the key to my success is going to be my ability to network and meet high quality people. I'm looking to be introduced to 5 people simply as a person they could trust who might be a good resource for them at some point. Who do you know that is preferably married with children and on a success track?
My friend Susan.
Okay, Susan. And you said she's married?
Yep, she's married and she's about to have a kid, actually.
Okay, who else comes to mind that's married with children? Successful.
My friend Brandon.
Brandon, okay. And you said he's married?
Yeah, he's married and he has 2 kids.
2 kids, okay, awesome. Who else comes to mind that's married with kids?
I can't think of anybody else.
Okay. Okay, so you got your first objection. I can't think of anyone else. Totally normal objection. You'll get that from a lot of people. What you're going to do next, based on the instructions, is feed them a new category. Have them think of somebody else in a different category, whether it's someone that works at a bank, somebody who works in sales, someone who recently graduated, recently bought a home. So let's see how feeding a category works. Okay, you can't think of anyone else. Definitely makes sense. Let's see if we can brainstorm and think of a few other people in a different category. So who comes to mind that recently just bought a home?
Oh, my friend Alex did.
Okay, Alex, and he's married?
Yeah, he just got married.
Okay, and does he have any kids?
No, not right now.
Okay. Who else comes to mind that recently bought a home?
My friend Jessica and her husband.
Okay. Jessica and her husband. So she's married. And does she have any kids?
Yeah, she has 2 kids.
Okay, perfect. Who else comes to mind that recently bought a home?
That's all I know that bought a home right now.
Okay. Let's see if we can think of one more person in a different category. Who do you know that is a successful business owner?
Oh, my family has a friend. His name is Bob. He owns a pretty successful business. I don't remember what he does exactly, but
Okay.
he's successful.
And is Bob married?
Yeah, he is.
Okay. And does he have any kids?
He has 3 kids.
3 kids. Okay, awesome. So that is 5 introductions. I really appreciate that. Let me go back through this one more time. Susan is married and she has 1 child. And what does she do for a living?
She's a nurse.
She's a nurse. Okay, awesome. And what about Brandon? He's married and he has 2 kids. And what does he do?
I think he works for Bright House or...
Okay. And Alex, he's married, doesn't have any kids. And what does he do?
He's actually a doctor.
He's a doctor. Okay, awesome. And Jessica, married with 2 kids. And what does she do?
She works for a lawyer. I think it's like a paralegal.
Okay. Paralegal, awesome. And Bob, he's married and has 3 kids, and you said he's a business owner. What line of work is he in?
He's in construction. I don't remember exactly what his
Okay.
business does though.
Okay, perfect. Alrighty. Okay, Savannah, I really appreciate those 5 introductions. Like I said, I'm really excited to reach out to these people and potentially make a difference and help people in the community. So I would definitely give you 48 hours to reach out to these people in advance to let them know that I'm going to be reaching out just to conduct a survey and then potentially sit down with them to do financial planning in the future. What is the best phone number to reach Susan on?
813-123-4567.
Okay, perfect. And Brandon's number? And then I would keep going and asking for each phone number and writing them down. And then I would remind Savannah at the end of the meeting. Thanks again, Savannah, for these introductions. Like I said, I'll give you the next 48 hours to reach out to Susan, Brandon, Alex, Jessica, and Bob and give them a heads up that I'm going to be calling. I can also send you a text template to let them know that I'm going to be reaching out, and you can just shoot them a text. But thank you so much for your introductions, Savannah.
You're welcome.
And now you just completed your market survey and you got 5 referrals. It's that simple. Or is it that easy? Maybe you experienced some objections. Let's role play how to handle some of those objections. Okay, Savannah, well, I really appreciate these introductions. I'm going to give you 48 hours to reach out to these individuals ahead of time, just to give them a heads up that I'll be reaching out. What is the best way for me to contact Susan? What is her phone number?
Can I reach out to them first or?
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I would prefer for you to reach out to them first to give them a heads up. I would totally hate to catch them off guard. It would be super awkward. So why don't you go ahead and shoot Susan a text and just give her a heads up that I'm going to be calling her within 48 hours. And then she'll be ready for me to give her a call.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
that works.
All right. And what is Susan's number?
813-123-4567.
Perfect. And Brandon's number? Blah, 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 blah. So Savannah would continue to give me phone numbers, and that's how you handle the objection of, I want to reach out to them first. I really appreciate the introduction to Susan. I'm going to give you 48 hours to reach out to her ahead of time and give her a heads up that I'm going to be calling. What's the best number for me to reach her on?
I'm really just not comfortable giving away someone else's phone number without their permission.
I totally understand, Savannah. I appreciate you being open and sharing that with me. Like I mentioned, I'm going to be able to give you 48 hours to reach out to her ahead of time. Within those 2 days, once you reach out to Susan and have a conversation, I'll touch base with you after 48 hours and just reach out and see how that conversation went. And assuming that it goes well, I'll just collect her phone number at that time. Would that be okay?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, awesome. So I will call you in 2 days after you've talked to Susan and the others.
Perfect.
Great. Savannah, I really appreciate those introductions. I'm going to give you 48 hours to reach out to Bob ahead of time. What's the best number for me to reach him on?
I think Bob already has a financial advisor. He owns his own business, so I think he's taken care of.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely am not looking to replace any relationships. What we do is complementary, and I'm looking to add value to a plan that he might have already started. So definitely not looking to take away from that relationship, and really just looking to meet as many great people as possible to start my business and start getting new introductions. So with that being said, I'd still love to reach out to Bob and just see who he's connected to in the community and just shake new hands at the end of the day. What's the best number for me to reach him on?
Okay, yeah, 813-123-4567.
Okay, perfect. And then I would continue to get the rest of the referrals. So with that being said, who do you know that is preferably married with children and on a success track?
Actually, I'm not comfortable giving any referrals or names or anything like that.
Oh, okay. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Have you had an experience in the past?
Yeah, I did this one time, and I gave someone a name and number, and they just wouldn't stop calling, and it kind of burnt that relationship a little bit for me.
Oh, totally understand. Yeah, I'm definitely not looking to do that. Like I said, really the key to my success is going to be my ability to network and meet as many people as I can. And I would never want to tarnish our relationship or do that, to you in any way. What I'm looking to do is just reach out to these individuals and see if they can help me continue to grow my network, not assuming that they're actually going to buy anything or sit down with me, just looking to meet as many people as possible. So would that be okay for us to brainstorm and maybe think of maybe 2 or 3 people that that you could connect me to in the community?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. So who comes to mind that's married with children and successful? So at this point, towards the end of the survey, what you're gonna wanna do is tally up the referrals. So I just got 5 referrals, all of them are married, and all but one of them have children. And so that is what you wanna do to tally up the referrals on the bottom, so that when you have your final interview with your mentor, what they're going to do is just walk through each category, get an idea of the types of industries, occupations. So I got legal, communication, medical, construction, industries, and then just get a better idea of the more people that are married and the more people have children, the more likely that they're going to want your help and going to be ready to sit down with an advisor. And those are all the tips that we have for you today on the Market Survey Project. Don't forget, we are not collecting the market surveys, we are not collecting names, phone numbers, any of that information. When you have a final interview with your mentor, what they are collecting is the tally at the bottom of the survey. You're gonna add them all up together at the end and report on, you got 50 referrals, how many of them are married, how many have children, and the types of industries and occupations that you're connected to. And that will help you and your mentor come to a mutual decision to decide whether or not you have a big enough network that's gonna help you start this business and really start this journey to the #1 internship in the state of Florida. Best of luck, guys. You can feel free to come back to these videos and practice that language and role play some of that. Reach out to myself or your mentor if you have any questions, and best of luck, and we'll see you soon.